Help! The demons are taking. Should that be a thing? Like we just do like a 1, 2, 3, and then everybody just makes fucking terrible noises. I mean, I'm thinking more like Warhams, but you know. You watch Warham? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Had to ask. I don't really watch Critical Role. Most of the tabletop RPG stuff I watch is like Warhams, and then for D&D it's like Arcadum, I think is his name. Don't everybody speak up at once. Is he the Glorious? I see. I'm only starting to watch. Gosh, I need to check my history. What is it called? Oh. Did he? I need to look that up. I just like his style. I think I'm watching the one where it has the Minotaur called Mo Cowbell. Gamble is Delight. That's what I'm watching right now. Yeah.
Okay, my mic's working. I need to turn it down.
I think that party ends up going on for a little bit. So, and I keep on seeing animatics of that particular one. So it felt like a good idea to hop on there. Yeah, it did. There's also the one with Michael. I think it's Michael Reeves where he plays like literally Baka. I'm not lying to you. Like he's a senile little turtle. I might actually. Yeah. I'm actually gonna send you. Let's see if I can fucking find it. I was pretty sure of that actually. Just because I don't know, it feels like that's definitely something you pulled right out of your own imagination as opposed to copying somebody else. Because it's one of those things that you can definitely like, man, this has a lot of similar mannerisms. You just used the same jokes, didn't you? You know what I mean? Like,
All right, is everybody here?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Philip.
Who wants to retell what happened last week?
Well, we had a funeral. Everybody gave their solemn goodbyes to our good friend Sherbik, where we each said, you know, our final words before burning the pyre and sending a feather off into the sky. As you do. And then, being as we were technically still on business hours, we had to get a move on and start collecting our lot from the dragon, stripping it clean, and collecting our share of the treasure. Where we were able to pick up, and y'all can check me on this, but the glasses of minute seeing, fire resistance ring, and one other thing which I'm forgetting.
The bag of devouring.
Yes, thank you. After which we went back to the tower with our spoils in hand. We were briefly attacked by an imp mimicking Mushin. After which we had a lovely conversation with the author where he offered us aid in several different ways. Arvio with getting some clothes for his family and some books. Getting Grim, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. This was near the end of the night and I was zoning out. Grim some help looking into his condition. And I'm sorry I forgot the rest of you, so please clear this one up for me. Right. Thank you for reminding me. I apologize.
And I believe that we all asked him for that service.
Yeah, I didn't feel anything bad, so I didn't feel like I needed anything cast on me.
Oh, me neither.
Yep.
Did you guys perhaps learn anything of importance?
Right. Let me check into my notes. One moment.
Lex hasn't learned anything new from his god and Apep, which was kind of given, but he did find out that it was a little bit more lesser known than he really thought it was.
One moment. I'm looking.
We also learned that we need to find a magical fork to get to hell legitimately, or find a magical door that I can't find. I remember the name of.
Right.
That's
I'm
really
sorry.
rare.
I just got back into my notes.
There we go.
Yes.
Sigil?
Yeah, Sigil, the
Hello.
City of Doors.
There you go.
Or find a tuning fork to the Hells, where we will go through the river, where we can go through the river Styx and descend down to the 3rd level, where we will not be pursued by demons, like last time.
Yeah.
Or any more so than the normal incidents.
All right. So you all take a long rest. And you are gathering in the morning, congregating on the bottom floor. Seems to be like a recreational area, lots of tables. A little small for all of you. They don't necessarily think they're going to have guests of large stature. So small chairs, small tables, but you all still manage to find yourselves either just sitting flat on the floor, making what you have work. Eventually, the author comes down along with Zilmorn. The author will walk over to you, Arvio, and he will hand you back a piece of paper with writing on it.
Oh?
As you had handed him the stuff with the draconic written on it.
Yes.
And he will say, you were right. It's a bunch of names, dragon names from the looks of it. And judging by the fact that I got some reports about somebody trying to get rid of some dragon cult gear among the tower yesterday, my studied conclusion would probably be it's less of a hit list, maybe more of a recruiting list, considering you found it in the cave. But here you go.
Well,
It's yours to do with what you wish.
thank you. Well, at least that's a one dragon that they're not going to be recruiting, so that's good.
Indeed. Anything else I can help you out with? I think the stuff you ordered should be done shortly, and I did manage to find somebody who could teleport you to either town.
I do believe we're headed now east. Yes, I forget the town name. Could we pull the map up, please? I'm sorry. I don't.
Tinkerstown, I believe, is the name.
Thank you.
Tinkerton? Yes, if that's where you wish to head, that I can take you there.
All right. That seems to be the way we're going.
Are we going to be dragging our Mima and your son with us too? Seems pretty dangerous.
I have a location set out for them, but it's far up north. So unless we have the availability to teleport them to Utork and immediately set up that mansion that you offered.
We're getting too many locations to go to. I think I don't know. I'm gonna head to Tinkertown to see if there's any way I can get a ship. And Zilmorn, would you be willing to come along with me? I would prefer to have a pilot. I don't know how to operate this, and maybe we can go on an adventure together if you're willing to do so.
Um, they're pretty expensive if you're looking to buy one. If you're looking to charter one, they'd already have a pilot. But either way, I would not mind getting back up in the air. I have plenty of maps to draw, and then the author will say, if you need teleportation, once you get to Tinkerton, I'm sure if you head over to the chapter of Arcane, you might find a wizard there who could take you almost anywhere. We do have several locations throughout the entire continent.
All right.
Now, I got mine from the chapter. I've never actually really purchased one. And the author, he will be like, they're about, depends size and class you want to get, but the starting basic model running about 50,000 gold.
Yeah.
You might be able to find like old rundown one for gee, I don't know, could run anywhere, but maybe 20, 15,000, somewhere in that range. But if there is nothing else you need from me, just go ahead and see yourselves up to the chapter of Arcana.
Only one question for you. How
Yeah.
much would you said that this chapter of Arcane in Tinkerton could potentially provide us teleportation? How much would it cost for a round trip to, say, Utork? Or does distance not really matter?
I think it's generally going to be the charge of the components used. So I guess 50 gold pieces, since that's about what it takes in gyms. Oh, that would be one way. So 100 gold pieces, two ways.
All
The
right.
problem is finding somebody. Well, I guess they have to go with you, wouldn't they? Never mind.
There's just things that we would need to work out, I suppose.
Yes. But just go up and see Feltor, and he will get you out to Tinkerton. And he gives you all a bow and says, "You ever back in the area? Just make sure to mention me and the dragon, and we'll let you back in.
Of course.
Safe travels. And if you come across any books you don't need, we're more than happy to take them from you."
And I will keep you in mind.
He just gives a bow, turns and bows to Zilmorn, and then Zilmorn will bow in return, and then he just kind of takes off, starts heading up the stairs.
I lean over to Philip. I'm probably not going to be sharing any of my books. Okay, well, here's the real question.
So we're all sitting there up there.
So what was that?
Is Amima and Dymek already here, or?
I figured they came in with you, yes.
Yeah, all right, so. I figure Arvio and then we'll go over to the fabricator, get their clothes, and then meet back up again with everyone else.
All right. Yeah, they are done, and they seem industrial. They don't really have it like a lot of flair to style or anything like that, but they are functional and they fit perfectly.
Well, at least this will fit Dymek better than a burlap sack.
That's all I had in the moment, okay?
I'm not judging you.
I mean, you weren't even here to help us.
I'm. This is this really? I don't think that's fair. That's not fair.
I don't think it's fair that you're judging me and his clothing choices either.
I'm not judging. I'm making comedy. Look, he has better clothes now.
Arvio, you're just digging a hole deeper.
Yeah, are you here?
Yes, please continue talking.
Are you fuckers?
She just crosses her arm and has a mad look on her face.
I'm sorry. Please take the clothes.
She
Who was the
takes
guy that
them,
we
but
had
she's
to go-
silent.
You still don't sound very sorry with that laughter there, Arvio.
That's out of character because Brandon finds this hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the guy that we had to talk to for the teleport?
Who was it, Arvio?
Why the fuck do I always have to? we had to go to the chapter of Arcane, and that's what I got the information I have. But that's going to be in Tinkerton.
Oh, but who's the guy that we have to talk to?
Are you talking about the author?
No, he told us to go talk to somebody. To teleport us there, we have to go find somebody.
I mean, I don't remember off the top of my head. Okay, why are we all coming at me? 'Cause
In the brain of operation.
Because we're giving you a hard time.
can
Zilmorn
we move on?
Zilmorn speaks up and says, I believe the author said his name was Feltor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can we move on?
Do you guys need a quill and some parchment?
DM, out of character, I can't hear anything because I have an ear infection, so that's why I asked.
It's okay.
And I was just being a dick.
Mm.
But
So-
let's continue. Let's go to the arcade.
Where do you all go? Chapter of Arcana?
Yep, the chapter of Arcana.
All right. So you guys, you have to ask around, not knowing exactly where stuff is because everything's unmarked. But you're led up a couple of flights of stairs, one of the doors, and you kind of have to crouch to walk through this one. Some of the others you've gone through. The rooms were pretty big for what was going on in them. This one, the hallway and the room is really, really small for you guys. You can still make your way in, but you're definitely crouched over. And as you get in, you just see kind of tables and books and potions and all kinds of ingredients just like scattered everywhere. People like working on spells. You can smell sulfur in the air. You see kind of just some general smell of the room. You hear some crackling coming from one direction as a spell is cast. Just a bunch of people in here seemingly at work, casting spells and dabbling with things.
Is there a Filbert here?
Beltor.
Hello, one of them turns to you and looks. Who are you looking for? Do you need some assistance?
Yeah, we need teleported.
We're looking for a person called Feltor. Is he around?
Veltor, yeah, he's let me go get him for you. And they jump off their stool and head through a different door. A couple seconds later, they come back, and you see this person, this short gnome, long gray beard, long gray hair, and wearing red cloak or robe. Kind of comes over and, yes, you looking for me?
Yes, the author Ronpus told us to come seek you out to see if you can help us get teleported to Tinkertown.
Yes, I can do that for you. He talked to me last night. As in return for the favor you've done for us, I can grant you a free teleportation just this once, though.
Yeah, if sounds good to us. If you can, please.
All right. Well, you want to go now?
look at the group.
I'm
Are
ready.
we ready to go?
I'm ready.
Yeah, we're ready. We're all here.
Nothing holding us back here anymore, and I don't think.
Alrighty, well, let's follow me to a more clear area, and he kind of just turned around and starts walking away. As you all follow him, he leads you through this room. There's tables everywhere. Some places there's desks. There's just experiments of all kind going on. I'm pretty sure RVO's head is on the swivel as he's just taking in all this magic going on. Eventually, he kind of takes you in a room where there's a bunch of crates and stuff, but the middle of the floor is clear. And he said, "Well, if you will take a gather in the middle, and I'll start working on this for you."
Do we need to hold hands or anything?
You can if you wish, but you don't have to.
I go to hold Arvio's hand. It's okay, Arvio. I got you.
Already, like, kind of like reaching out for a moment, they just like intercept it.
Yeah, like you're gonna go get a Hermimas, and I just take your hand and like fold my fingers between your fingers.
No.
I'm disgusted. I'm visually like uncomfortable with this. Like,
It's okay, Arvio. I got you.
let go of me.
I let go of you.
Thank you.
He's playing hard to get.
As you're doing that, you notice as Feltor takes out some chalk, and you kind of see that's sprinkling and glittering, the light reflecting it back, and it starts drawing on the ground around you. After a minute, as he's drawing this and saying some words, eventually this blue shimmering portal just kind of appears in front of you guys. And he says, "Well, now's your chance. It's not going to last very long."
I push
I'll go
Arvio
first.
in.
No, stop.
I'm kidding. I walk right in.
Thank you.
I jump in.
I wait for Amaya.
Will jump in.
She just walks right past you and holding Dimek's hand and goes right through it.
I go through.
All right. So you all make your way through the portal. And
Eva finally steps through.
as you step through,
We're in the fourth portal of hell.
you guys feel like your bodies are just jerked forward. There's just this blinding blue light, and you get this sensation almost like you're falling, but it doesn't seem to be downwards like a gravitational pull, but it's just a speed. You don't have a sense of up or down, left or right. Your feet no longer feel like they're on ground. And then eventually you come to a slamming stop, and you all kind of have to like take a step and steady yourselves. You notice Arvio as you come through that Dimek is getting up off the floor, having not steadied himself. But you find yourself standing in this windowed room, looking out over this town. And as you look out, you just see this giant metal town. And you can see these different buildings of various heights just all over the place. You can see bridges, and you see these giant, what looks like towers reaching up into the sky, but you kind of see like some black smoke billowing off of them. And you also see, just kind of peppered throughout the sky, some airships just making their way around. And you're all just standing there taking in the sights. And you notice, Arvio, that Dimek kind of takes a step towards one of the windows. Doesn't say anything, but you do hear coming from him a as he looks over the city. As you are all standing there taking in the sights of something that none of you have ever seen before or the likes of. Just watching everything going on. you hear some voices behind you saying, "Are you the ones that we were warned about? Yes."
Oh,
Yeah.
hello. I guess
Um,
you're warned
warned
for us.
Well, author Ronpaz, he told us a group would be coming. I take it that is you.
Yes.
And you turn around and you see this small gnome got this giant blue hat with like this gold crest that runs down it, and he's wearing these blue robes, and he got this golden trim to it, and it looks very elaborate. And you also see with him what looks to be a bunch of small gnomes just wearing armor, and they got swords. And you also see these very tall. You saw them in Ron Pass's office. They almost basically they look like Lex, but they kind of got gears in them that are turning, and you can see kind of puffs of smoke coming out of them. And there's about 5 of the gnomes and 3 of the metal guys plus the short guy. And they're just all just standing there looking at you. And he says, "Well, I'm here to be your guide. If you need anything, name is Fartix Sparkle Stamp. It's just nice to meet you."
Pleasure to meet you. My name is Lex.
It is definitely a pleasure to meet all of you.
Can you say your name one more time?
Fartix Sprinkle Stamps.
I'm sorry.
I asked him, not you, Lex.
It is Fartrix Sparkle Stamp.
Fartrix. It's not what I heard the first time.
You just see Grim giggling to
Oh,
himself.
so is it spelled Fartrix? No, I'm asking him out loud.
Yes.
Ah. Okay. Well.
We were told that you would be on your way. I was also informed that you know about our secrecy, and was told you were individuals to be trusted. So just to remind you all again that if anything you see here, you never saw it. And he kind
What
of
are you
gives a
talking
nod as he says that. Is there anywhere I can take you?
Well,
Look
what
into
does this city has to offer?
Oh, what doesn't it have to offer?
Well, does it have something to offer to, well, people like us?
Well,
We generally don't get outsiders in, but we have shops, we have temples, we have just about everything.
I guess this would be the best place to figure it out. But I have a ring that has a soul trapped inside of it.
Okay, we could. So you want to go to the chapter of Arcana?
Yes, please.
All right. Well, if you ready to go, we will be on our way. And
Oh, I'm ready. You guys ready?
Yep.
He will lead you out. You guys are in a tower. You're not all the way at the top of it, but you're very high up. You notice that these buildings here are built taller, so you guys are not having to hunch over as you walk through rooms and hallways and down staircases. But eventually, you all come to the city streets, and he is just kind of making his way through. You are all being gawked at as you walk through this town. Everywhere you look is gnomes. Every once in the blue moon, you will see maybe a human, maybe an elf. More commonly, you do see dwarfs here, but it is very rare to see anybody other than a gnome. But as you are led, you take in many magnificent sights. You see kind of gears turning out of some of the buildings. Other buildings kind of have pipes sticking out of them that are occasionally shooting flames or smoke and other stuff out. just all kinds of tinkering going on everywhere. And this whole place, buildings, streets, everything seems to be made of metal. But this individual and your guards escort you through the city, and you eventually come to this giant building that has a vial on it, and it says the chapter of Arcana. And he will take you inside. And as he heads inside, he will call out in Gnomish. Eventually, somebody will run over to him, and they're speaking back and forth in Gnomish. And
Can I tell what they're saying? Philip knows Gnomish.
You know Gnomish? Okay.
Mhm.
Well, he calls out, and he's saying that there's a group of people here who need some help. And one of them comes over, and they are like, well, what do they need help with? And he's like, oh, he told me about a ring with a soul in it. He wants to have it looked at. And so they are just going back and forth having that conversation. And then the one that he called over will come over and say, welcome. Name is Dorner Mizzlebeep. How can I help you? I heard you have a ring.
Yes, I do. I don't know if he's him, if he's good or evil or not, but I only had a short, brief talk with it, since I can actually communicate with the soul in the ring. And he said, if there's any way we can get him out, and if there's any likelihood if it's worth it or not.
If you wish, I can take the ring and examine it.
I'll take it off my finger and give it to him.
All right. So he will take it, and he will walk over, and he places it down on the table. And you notice that he kind of starts digging through a bag, and he pulls out what looks just be a white round little ball, to be a pearl, and a feather of some sort. And he will take and place the pearl next to it, and he's sitting there kind of circling around it with the feather as he is saying something in Arcana talk. And you guys kind of stand there for a minute as he's doing this. Eventually, he just kind of goes still, and his eyes are closed. He's not talking anymore, and he opens them up and says, "Oh, it seems to be a ring of mind shielding. From what I know about these, you can wear it to keep people, I think, from delving into your thoughts. I don't know anything about the soul inside. I would probably have to attune to it to figure that out. But I think you would either have to bring their body back and return their soul to it somehow, or they have to leave."
Well, not much I can do about it with him. If you want to...
You wish me to keep the ring and talk to him for you, or?
Yeah, keep the ring to talk to it, to see if it's worth bringing him back, you know what I mean? Don't want to release any evil or into this world.
All right. It should take me a couple hours to do. I can do that for you. I do have to ask for such a service, 100 gold pieces.
I'll give him the 100 gold pieces.
All right. He will take them, and he'll pick up the pearl and the ring, and he kind of tucks them in a bag and says, "I'll come back in an hour or 2 hours, and I'll let you know what I find out."
I'm Grim, by the way.
Pleasure to meet you. And he kind of gives you a bow. Anything else I can help you out with?
Out of character, this is again, I'm just making sure, the chapter of the arcane that we're currently standing in front of, yes?
Yes, inside of, but yes.
Alright, cool. I will need a round trip teleportation.
Okay. That is not my expertise, but I can surely find somebody here for you. And he kind of motions behind him, and you look, and this is a giant workshop, and you can see like several floors to this place, and there's just people everywhere doing all sorts of arcanic type things, either casting spells or messing with things that seem to be magical. Anywhere in particular?
Utork? Utork? What's out of character? What's the pronunciation?
Utork.
Thank you, Utork.
Well, I will go ask around. If you give me a moment.
All right.
He will give you a little nod, and he disappears into the room. Eventually, probably about 5 minutes or so goes by, and he eventually comes back, and he says, "This here is Felston, and he knows of a sigil there that he can teleport you to if you wish to go. Apparently, an old acquaintance of his, a wizard acquaintance. He will need to message him first, but here you go." And he kind of just motions over, and the new gnome that has appeared will step forward and says, "Greetings."
Howdy, my name is Arvio. Nice to meet you. Kind of like hold out his hand.
He looks at your hand, and he holds his out and shakes it, and it kind of feels like shaking the hand of a child because he is very small.
Yes. As expected, my hand encompasses pretty much his entire forearm.
But the other gnome will, Dorner, will disappear, and you're now standing there. He says, "So is it just you going, or?"
No, me and these two. And I look back at my man Dymac.
Oh, and me.
Grim would have to go there too.
Oh, and yeah.
We want to know more about the place first before we just settle a house there too.
Right. I mean, I can show you around where some good locations. I did scope it out.
We can always talk to the wizard that we're going down towards.
Well, the wizard that I would be sending you to doesn't exactly live there. He lives a little more to the north in the forest. But it'd get you pretty close, yes?
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Well, 50 gold pieces, and I'd be more than willing to cast a spell for you.
Okay, I pay for. I just kind of pull out 50 gold, give it to him.
All right. He will take it, and he will say, "Well, go ahead and follow me, and I guess go now." And he starts leading you up, and he kind of takes you up a staircase. And as he's going, you notice that he's back and forth the conversation.
This
Assuming...
is where we split the party.
Yep.
Yeah. So the three of you, well, I guess it's the four of you going, because it's Arvio, Grim, and then your family, right, Arvio?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so none of you understand what he is saying, but he is having a conversation with somebody. You can tell he is casting a spell of messaging. Eventually, he will go into a room that looks like it was built just for teleportation, and he says, "Well, I let him know you were coming. Does not seem too enthusiastic about it, but either way, whenever you're ready, just go ahead and stand there." And he kind of motions over to an area, and you see him pull out some similar chalk, and he just starts writing, drawing this diagram on the floor that's about 10 feet in diameter.
Well, as long as we can get back.
What was that?
I was looking at Arvio and said, as long as I can get back.
You'll get back.
Oh, this is kind of a one-way thing.
I'll figure it out.
Alrighty, and he just keeps drawing in the chart with the chalk on the ground. Eventually, after a minute has passed, you see this blue shimmering portal appear, Says, right, it's there you go. It's not gonna last long.
All right.
All right, so the four of you step through, and you find
I
yourself.
make sure Dimec is braced this time.
All right. The four of you find yourself standing in a very dark room with one torch lighting it. It is a average size room. Everything seems proportionally right for all of you. As you see standing in front of you, what looks to be a middle-aged man wearing some black robes, and he's just staring at you. And he says, I take it you are the ones heading to Utork.
That is correct.
As quicker I can get you out of my tower, the better. So if you would, please follow me.
Of
And he
course.
turns without waiting for anything, and he just starts walking up the staircase. And
Yep.
so, all right, you all follow him. And a couple wines, and eventually you're standing in this room. Seems a little furnished. There's kind of a fireplace and a chair and a little table and stuff. And you see the stairway on the other side. And he walks over and he opens this door that leads out into some woods. And he says, "After you."
Thank you, kind sir. Walk out.
He stands there silent and just stares at you as you guys exit. The door closes with a thud, and you guys are now standing in the middle of a forest next to a stone tower.
Well, alright then. Let's make a little bit of distance from the man, and then we can get our bearings a little bit.
We didn't even ask him if we were going to get teleported back.
I'm sure that there's someplace in Utork that we can access.
Yeah, but specific to a gnome teleportation.
If
Guys,
all else fails,
where did Grim and Arvio go, guys?
They went to
the northern air is killing me.
they went to Utork.
Yeah. Arvio escorted his family to a safer place.
Don't think they're going to be coming back anytime soon.
How about we? Well, I don't think waiting for them here is of any use. So, how about we go look for some place to stay for a night at least, and maybe also look for the. I'll look at the ships and the prices. See if we can make some deals or some bird trades, something more manageable.
I think seeing if we can get a ship that's chartable would probably help.
I can take you to the docks if you wish, says the gnome who is escorting you guys around.
That would be
Please.
most helpful. Yes.
All right. So you want to wait for your friends to come back, or just head out now?
Can we leave a message here to let them know that I don't think they're going to be back anytime soon, considering I don't think we were there for that conversation, but I don't think they're going to be here anytime soon. What type of inns can we stay at an inn here in town? Do you know of that's a reasonable price?
I don't know about reasonable price, but we do have a few places that you might be able to stay at. Is that where you're wishing to head now? Just to remind you guys, you woke up and you directly teleported here, so it's still early in the morning.
Yeah, we know. We just want to leave. I would like to leave a note, is what I'm trying to do.
It's 9 a.m. Time for a long rest.
Yeah.
Sure.
Time for a long rest. When? After my last long rest.
What inns would you recommend here?
We don't necessarily have inns, but a couple places.
meeting point, I should say.
Oh, they'll generally over at the air docks. They got a couple rooms there.
We'll just leave.
For-
Can we
for
leave a
the-
note saying that we're going to be by the air dock?
Sure, and you watch him walk over, and one of the desks, and he'll grab a piece of paper and a quill, and he'll walk back and hand it to you. Say, write whatever you wish.
Just go ahead and write down Arvio, Grim, we're going to head over to the air docks. We'll meet you there when you get back. That's what I'll write down. And then I'll say, can we leave this here in case when they come back, somebody can hand it to them?
Sure. What was their names?
Arvio is the tiefling, and Grim was the bigger fellow with plate armor.
All right, and he'll take the note and the quill as well back from you, and you watch him walk over to one of the many gnomes doing all kinds of magical stuff. And this one in particular seems to be sitting there playing with fire, and he stops and they're conversing back and forth. And you guys can't hear them, and the one of you that can read lips can't understand what they're saying, as it is not in the language you know, unless that doesn't matter. But he hands it to him, and you watch him kind of converse back and forth for a couple seconds, and you see the gnome he hands it to turns and kind of throws it into a pile with a bunch of other papers. And then he comes back and says, all right, taken care of. To the airship docks, yes?
Yes.
Right this way. And he'll lead you out the doors, and he will make your way through the streets, again being gawked at, mostly Lex who's being gawked at, but you guys find yourselves standing at this very large metal tower, and at the very top of it you can see for several hundred feet there just seems to be planks of board that are kind of like bridged to the building, just jetting out of this, and they're at different altitudes from each other, and you can see some of them empty and some of them have airships sitting at them. He opens the door and takes you inside, and you see just see a room full, a bunch of gnomes sitting there talking, and they're drinking. There's tables that they're sitting at, food that they're all eating and consuming. And he says, well, here we are. Character, yes.
I'm trying to think of what I'm going to do right now.
So, Lex, how do we approach this?
Well, no. See, I need to know. I'm just going to do it. Go ahead. I'm going to pull out the rod. And where is it pointing me into? What direction?
You went to Tinkerton, so you are feeling now a northwest pull from it.
Okay. We would need to go. I don't even know the general compass of where I'm at. I'm just going to say I got to go that direction. I don't know how far.
It's not very helpful.
No. I don't know. Let's see here. Is there like a shipwright or a not a right, but a somebody that's in charge of chartering ships here to locations?
I don't know, is there?
I was asking the guy. We can talk to somebody.
You're asking the guy?
Yeah.
Like an absolute twat.
Well, the problem is you guys go from in character to out of character so
Yeah,
much, and you
sorry.
don't use different voices to tell me which one's which. But as you ask him that, he will say, it's generally the captains who do that sort of stuff. I'm sure there's plenty of them scattered among the crowd. You wish I could ask around, or I mean, you can too.
See, I'm in a bit of a dilemma. I don't know what direction, as I point into that direction, is that way. But I have to go that way because this thing here, this rod, is telling me to go that way. I'm currently on a quest to find other pieces of this. And I don't know what's in that direction for a captain to take their ship to. We can potentially charter one with them.
I do have a question myself too.
Yes.
Does anyone around here sell magical bolts? That I could fire out of my crossbow.
I mean, that would kind of been back at the chapter of Arcana, but I mean, we could always head back there, or we could head back to the chapter of fabrication, maybe tinkering.
Sure, I would love to go that route.
I need a compass. That's what I need.
Just install it.
No, I mean, you kind of would have to talk to find yourself a captain and talk to them.
And say, I'm gonna go ahead and find a captain.
Yeah, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna go around and like approach the ships and kind of look at the
Well, you guys are on the bottom floor of this really large tower. So are you going to climb the stairway all the way to the top?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. You guys aren't going to talk to the crowd in front of you?
You're
There's a
going
crowd
I'm
in front
just,
of me.
I'm just repainting the picture for you guys. So he walked you into this giant tower, and you're standing in what looks to be in the middle of the bar room, and he motioned to the crowd and said you can probably find a captain in there. But if you guys want to go up the stairs up top, you can. I'm just repainting the picture for you guys.
I am going into the crowd and trying to
Okay.
find a captain.
All right, and Philip, you're just gonna head up the stairs towards the ship?
I'm gonna go towards the ships.
I will call out. Who here is the best captain?
Oh, here comes the chorus.
They kind of just room full of chatter, kind of go silent, and they look at you. Well, that would have been Michael Goldenbrass, but he died tragically. Crashed
Well,
his ship into the side of a mountain.
who's the best one in this room?
I guess we can go have a race to figure out, but I mean, that kind of depends on the ship you're talking about and the airspeed, velocity, and the gnome who's like yelling back at you just starts going into this long tirade about how they would have to do all these scientific studies to find out who the best is.
I will go straight at this guy that's trying to explain this.
I'm going
I
to
think
walk
this
in
is
the
our-
other direction of this guy, and I'm gonna go back to Zomar and ask him for some help to find a captain, because I don't know. I'm assuming he has some sort of device that will help me find the direction of the way that I'm pointing. Totally forgot he was with us.
You ask Zilmar, and he'll pull out his pouch, and he'll pull out some tools, and it looks like you're pointing northwest to me.
Thank you.
You trying to find out where you are?
I know where we're at on the map. I just don't know, because gnomes are secretive. I don't know if there's another point that you guys are going to be heading in that direction. So if there's going to be another stop that's in the northwest that I can potentially take a ship from here to there, that might help me out. I don't know. So I don't know your guys' locations. I just know the last one we're in and this one currently.
No,
That's the problem
okay.
I'm in.
I can help you ask around if you wish.
Please.
All right, and he'll just kind of walk out in the crowd that's kind of picked up chatter now that Ava and this guy aren't yelling back and forth anymore. Philip, you're still heading up the stairs because this was a really tall tower, so you will be doing that for a little bit.
That's fine.
Ava, you head up to the guy who stops yelling and has now dropped to the tone, and he's like, and it depends if you're talking about a mechanical airship or a magical airship, because there's all kinds of variables that go into this sort of thing.
Well, you seem very knowledgeable. Which kind of airship do you have?
I do not have an airship.
Yes, but who do you think would be the best at for us to hire for a long-term appointment?
That's not really something I can answer.
You seem to be very knowledgeable about these things.
I mean, if you wish to hire me to do a study, I can look into it for you.
I'll tell you what, if you find me the proper captain, I will give you 100 gold finder's fee.
Now, when you say proper captain, what are you talking about? One who
What?
suits you, like physically, or somebody who's really smart? I mean, you gotta give me more parameters to work with here.
We would like to book for the long term a airship and an airship captain who is willing to ferry us around on to a various, possibly long distance location, because the metal man needs to go someplace, and we're not sure exactly where. We just know the direction.
Have you tried asking around?
I started to, but you started speaking up, so I'm asking you.
I do not have an airship, unfortunately. So meanwhile, as you and him are talking, Lex, you what are you up to? You just walk out and start talking to people?
Yeah, I'll just kind of go up to know him and ask him if he's a captain or does he know of a captain. Just a random one.
So you walk up to one of the random gnomes, and he's like, I mean, there's my captain, but we're currently kind of in the middle of transporting stuff out west.
Do you know
There's,
anybody that's potentially going northwest?
I don't know about northwest, but there's Jorin, Falpo Boots, who's currently looking for a crew. He apparently he lost his in a bad accidents, and it's been trying to find some other ones. Nobody wants to go on with him, but he kind of points up to what looks like a bar, and you see this gnome that's kind of sitting by themselves. Just they look very solemn. That would be him over there.
Do you know if he has an airship?
Yes, he's just trying to find a crew.
Thank you. And I'll give him like a silver piece or something.
All right, he will take it. So while you guys are having fun in the air tower, Arvio and Grim, what are you two doing?
Well,
As you stand in the middle of the woods.
like I said, I'd like to make a little bit of distance from this guy's tower.
Yeah, you guys have been walking for a little bit.
I'm going to just be like, I'll be right back. I want to see if I can't get a good view of any body of water. We should be either close to the sea or close to the lake. And I'm going to cast fly. The wings come out, and I just go above the tree line.
Okay, you go above the tree line, and as far as you see in every direction, just treetops.
Okay. Can I do some sort of survival check to see like which way is north, south, east, west?
Sure, go ahead and give me a survival check.
Okay. I'm gonna roll a 14 on that and make it a total of 20.
Okay. You know that you're kind of heading right now in an eastwardly direction. But you do kind of make out from the sun which way is north, which way is south.
Okay. I go back down. Okay, wrong direction. We go that way.
So you know you were teleported. I will drag you all there to that forest there.
Yeah, I figured that.
So you know that's where you are.
Do we at least have a path? Can we try and find a path?
You guys, you kind of, I mean, you still flying, or are you going to start walking?
I'm not going to leave my man die back behind.
All right,
I'm kind of far too good at it at this point, aren't I?
You guys start walking in what you believe is a southwardly direction. A few hours go by, and you're still just in the middle of trees.
What did you get us into, Arvio?
Well, apparently a forest.
Great observation there.
Do you have any better idea?
Nope, let's keep walking.
Grim, you have a map, right?
Yeah.
Alright. So just to help you guys out. You know,
I would have bought all new maps.
so that purple square there is you know from the map that you had gotten from the tavern, the one that you all decided to follow and took you to hell. That was the size of the map you had, and that was days worth of travel. And you guys are now in this forest. So as you're kind of sitting there thinking about how big of an area this is, you kind of dawns on you that you're going to be traveling for quite some time.
Idea.
We're gonna be here for a while,
We are.
but we better get out of here.
Correct. I could expedite this travel a little bit. No, I don't have enough. Shit. Oh, I have. What do I have? What do I have? I can make 2 of us fly, but well, it's too many people that need to be carried.
I mean,
So that's where you were thinking of putting the house?
Not quite. There's a city proper and relatively nearby.
Relatively?
I would say a couple weeks.
Relatively.
By foot.
You would guesstimate you're probably looking at maybe on the best chance 3 weeks of travel.
And that's what I displayed to Armia.
I'll make this shit work.
I mean, I can help hunt and trap and get us food, but I can't really get us water. I guess for berries, but that's all the water we're going to be getting.
Let me see something. Okay, one moment. Do I have... I filled up my water skin, so... Fashions, water skin... Here comes the what? I don't know what that means. Yep. Priorities. Okay. I'm just kind of like, lean into Grim. I'm just going to give them most of my rations.
So thankfully, yeah. Why did I have to come? Why are we here?
You volunteered. And I'm grateful for that.
Yeah. Let's keep going. I don't want to think about it.
I'm going to keep an eye out for any pools of water that might be about that could be clean, where we could refill our water skins along the way.
All right, go ahead and give me a survival check.
I'm just gonna keep around for threats.
You can give me a perception check.
Okay, survival. Don't fuck me, please.
All right, and
Yay, don't fuck me.
Who's leading the group through the wilderness?
Most likely be me.
All right, you can go ahead and give me a survival check, Grim.
For the record, I've been through these forests before, but if you want to take point, yeah, I've walked through them. How do you think I got to New Thorndon? I
mean, there's many places to go through here.
I've been across this continent.
Do you know that tree? As I pointed out.
What are you for?
Yes.
I believe you.
Alright, so you guys start marching through the woods. Believingly in the direction you need to go. Go ahead and roll me a D8 there, Grim. All right. So you guys are walking through the forest. We will go ahead and go back to the group back in Tinkerton.
I have one question before we, however. Did
Yep.
I find water with that 20?
I will tell you when you come back.
Fair enough.
So, Philip, you are walking up the stairs. You eventually come to what looks like a landing point, and your legs are just sore from these flights and flights and flights of stairs you've gone up. But you are now standing what looks to be a dock, but up in the sky, and you see a ship sitting out at the end of it. Kind of an odd sight for you, but nonetheless, here you are.
Do I see anyone by the ship or on a ship?
You see plenty of people moving around and like tying down stuff and moving crates and barrels and things around.
I'm gonna come up to someone who seems to be working on one of the ships. Someone who seems to be part of the crew, and in Gnomish, I'm gonna bow down, as in form of greeting, and hello. Sorry to interrupt.
Hello, can I help you?
Oh yes. You see, me and my friends were looking to either borrow or buy a ship to go to certain direction.
You can't borrow this ship. You wish to buy one, you can go see the shipwright.
Who's your captain?
Like I said, you're not gonna be able to buy this one, but Captain's Juros. Is
Do you know where I can find them?
Well, you can find her over there, and kind of points back towards the ship, and you see somebody who's standing up where the steering wheel would be. I don't know what it's called, but they're standing there, kind of like shouting at people and telling them what to do.
I slowly and gently approach the ship and try to get in, kind of waving towards as if I don't have any evil intentions. Kind of slowly walk my way towards her.
Roll a deception.
You definitely get looked at as you're moving across, being that you're a human in a place where there should be no humans, but nobody stops you. You do get their attention though.
I'm gonna walk up to her and still in Gnomish. I'm gonna introduce myself. Hello, my name is Philip Greenwood. I was pointed out that you're the captain of this ship. Is that correct?
Indeed, I am. How can I help you?
Yes. Me and my friends were hoping to fare to a certain direction, and we've been looking for a captain of a solid vessel to take us there, and I was wondering if there was any chance that perhaps you could take us there.
No.
Oh.
We got some kind of secretive cargo to transport.
Oh no! We just want to travel into. Well, we don't actually know where that place is. My friend has something of a compass that tells him where to go, and that's where we're trying to get to. We do not transport anything suspicious. We don't really have that much on us, to be honest, other than money.
This conversation's awkward.
I know, it's horrible.
Well, like I said, we're kind of transporting some top secret, delicate stuff. So
I see. if it's okay to ask, which direction you're going, so maybe perhaps we could just
That would
land in.
be top secret too.
Well, I apologize to interrupt, and I'll look elsewhere then. Thank you for your time.
She just nods at you,
Hmm.
and then as you kind of walk away, you look over, and she's just like really hard looking at you.
Okay.
So you make your way back to the staircase. There are more docks above if you wish to continue upwards.
Yeah, I'll continue on doing that.
All right. So Ava, you're sitting there, and he's like, it kind of depends on the wood used too, and if you got any metal on this ship, because if you use a more dense wood or lots of metal, it's going to go really slow. So you also have to compare them by what they're made out of.
All right, we want a fairly durable ship that's decently fast that we can hire for long term, and can carry us and our passengers.
When you say durable, do you mean like if it gets attacked by something or set on fire? Like what kind of durability are you looking for?
Well, something that the wind isn't going to destroy easily, and that if a dragon attacks, that we may not just instantly die.
I don't know about any dragon-proof ships, but that would be a hard one.
Well, I
I'll go ahead
understand
and
they're not going to be dragon proof, but I mean, that it's not going to just instantly, we're gonna fall out of the air the second a dragon swoops by.
so a magical ship would suit you then. You see the ones
Probably.
with the giant air sacs that hold them aloft. As soon as one of those get punctured, they just go down like a rock.
Magical would work.
All right, so I'll ask around then, see if I can find anything for you.
Thank you.
He kind of just bobs off away from you. Lex, what are you doing? Well, I guess Shuri, what are you doing?
Well, she had followed Philip. She was just kind of following along, so she's just kind of laughing, hearing Philip struggle.
Do you understand?
Oh wait, no, I don't.
Oh,
But
there you go.
just his awkwardness about it. As she's
Yeah,
like
the whole
carving up.
situation extruded so much awkwardness that you could just feel it in waves lapping on you.
Yeah, and I'm just kind of working on a little stone carving.
Well, in Philip's mind, he's doing his best.
All right, Lex, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go up to from the gnome that pointed out what is it? Jonah? No. Jornan? These gnomes' names, I swear to God. I'm gonna go find Fable Books or whatever his fucking last name is. And
Joran Appleboots?
Joran, yeah.
Let's go find
Joran.
Friday.
I'm gonna go talk to Joran and ask him. So I hear you're looking for a crew, potentially.
So you go up and you catch his attention as he's just kind of sitting there very slowly. As you walk up, you see him kind of mixing his food around. He picks up some and flops it back in the bowl and then takes a little bite. And also has a mug that takes a sip from. And you see that he kind of jumps and he turns and, you're an interesting one. What are you?
I guess I'm called a Warforge. My name's Lex.
I've heard about you. That's not really my field of study, though. Name's Joran Fappleboots. Nice to meet you, Lex.
Pleasure meeting you, Joran. So you're looking for a crew, is what I was told.
Yes, I am actually. And you see him kind of perk up.
I wouldn't mind helping out to be part of your crew, but there's something that I need to do if you're willing to help me on this effort too. I know you got your own works to do. Can I ask, what do you plan on doing once you have a crew?
Oh, are you experienced airship men?
I'm not experienced at all, but I have been on one. I'm more of a soldier than anything else, but my friend here, Zilmorn, if he happened to follow me. He
No, he went off a different direction.
he did. Then never
Yeah.
mind. But I do know of a gnome that was a captain of an airship that sadly crashed. But I'm willing to learn. But I'm also
How did the airship crash?
never really said.
Oh, that's very interesting.
He ended up landing in the called Ivory Sea, I think. Is that right?
I guess if that's where you found him.
Yeah. He landed in the desert. I didn't find him, but I found him with a party of mine that we're currently trying to do adventuring stuff, I guess. But what's your type of work that you normally do as a captain? Like once you obtain a crew, what do you plan on doing?
Oh, well, I obtained the ship a while ago. I make all kinds of flying contraptions, and I like to go out and give them a test. I also like to travel and see different kinds of animals and study them and their different kinds of flying animals, so I can study them and kind of maybe learn a thing or two.
Well, would you be interested on potentially chartering me and my companions to different locations, perhaps on this continent?
I would hope it'd be on this continent. It's really hard to go to any other ones.
Sorry, I don't know very much about this world. I just know that this place is huge. But yeah. We need to go.
Well, I'll be honest. You told me that you kind of have no experience, and the other guy crashed an airship. So
Sorry.
Do you got a point?
We'll find someone.
I mean, is there anything you can offer me? And I'm not really talking about monetary value. Here, why don't you go ahead and have a seat with me? And he kind of like pulls out a chair and pats on it next to him.
Oh,
Sit down.
All right, so you're sitting next to him. So anyways, continue.
I really don't have anything truly to offer other than, I guess, my service to help you do what you need to do. But I mean, we're trying to go. I'm trying to go to a location, and it would be faster for me if I can at least get closer by closer, and the only transport I can see doing so is an airship. Seeing that you're in need, I'm willing to help you out, and I'll be also willing to pay for the charter to go there too. As far as I know, I have one location to go up towards the northwest. I don't know how far it is. I just know that that's where I have to go. I
I'm
can
not
potentially tell
really
you.
looking for payment. Kind of more crew.
Well,
I mean, you and a gnome. That's not a lot to pilot a ship, you know.
oh, I'm sorry, I never clarified. We also have a human, an elf, and two elves that are currently in my traveling companion. We also have a tiefling and another human that's currently away for right now. But I don't know how big of a crew you need, but in total.
And do these human and elf and tiefling have a name?
Yes. The tiefling's named Arvio. The both elves are named.
What color? What color is his horns? It's very fascinating.
you don't just ask something.
I'm trying to remember what color his horns were. Black, I believe.
An interesting guess.
Okay. So what do they have to offer?
From my understanding, he has piloted or helped pilot a ship.
No, the one who crashed the ship.
No. I mean, from what I was told, that they used a sand ship, not an airship, to travel across the desert. So they have some sort of ship knowledge. Whether that revolves around what an airship can do or not, I'm not entirely understanding if that's true or not. But I mean, they are at least experienced on being on a ship.
I see. So, that's, the gnome crashed his ship and it became a sand ship, and they sold it.
Yeah, say that.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess if you want to gather your friends, we can go up and check out the ship.
All right. Where should we meet? Back here, or where's your ship currently docked at?
Up top, and he points up towards the top of the tower.
All right, we'll meet you, I guess, up top then.
Well, if you want, we can meet here, and I can take you up to it.
All right, we'll do that.
All right, and he goes back to eating his food. Seems a little more peppy about it now, and he actually seems to be scarfing it down a little bit faster.
I'm going to go find Zomorn and Ava. I know Philip and Saris has gone up, but I'll go get Zomorn and Ava.
All right, Ava, your gnome friend's kind of walking around talking to people, and eventually he comes back and he's like, well, I mean, I found a bunch of different ships, but they all seem kind of busy. I mean, if you wish, we can continue to talk about ships.
Well, I had a lot of gold I wanted to spend on trying to book a ship, but you can't find me one.
Unfortunately, they seem to all have their tasks and duties already. What kind of gold do you have? You know the alloy make of it? And he just starts diving into trying to talk about coins with you.
Well, I got the gold from a lot of this gold came from your guys' place up in the mountains that we teleported from.
Which one was that?
I don't remember the name of the place off the top of my head. What is it? Because I know my character would know.
You guys didn't get a name.
Oh, well, so, what would we call that? I mean, I start scratching my head. I don't think they told us, but it was some tower with the author.
You would know the mountain range would be R.S. Lamu, but when you say the author, he's like, they all have authors.
I just shrug my shoulders. Then it's gnomish gold. It's gnomish gold, so I assume that it's of the purest and highest quality.
Well, did you know that when we make our gold, we like to take and add, and he just kind of just goes into talking about gold, and as he's probably like a minute into giving you a speech about gold, eventually Lex will come up and tap you on the shoulder. Trailing behind him is Zilmorn.
I think I found ourselves a ship.
Ah, really? So, well, this gnome doesn't seem to want to make 100 gold trying to find us a ship. I will flip him 1 gold coin and say thank you for your time, and I'll go with Lex.
All right. He's still like trying to talk to you, and then all of a sudden you kind of do that, and he just seems a little off put, and he just looks at the coin on the table and shrugs his shoulder and goes back to eating like he was. Well, Lex.
I'll tell Ava that we need to go get Philip and
Saris.
Thank you, Cerise. Yes, you're giving me the wrong name, Cerise. That are currently up in the tower. Grim and Arvio aren't back. I don't think they're going to be back for quite some time. But we need to talk to this captain to see if there's any way he can get us to where we need to go. He's a person that likes a lot of flying contraptions and animals that fly. So, I believe Cerise might be some use in letting him know some things. I'm not sure if that pretty lady, or I guess what was the full name for that?
Ynir.
Just Ynir. Would give any information on that, but what I know, it's used by a bird. Who knows? But and then I'll start leading them towards the gnome,
All right.
Joran.
So you guys go up. You see this gnome who's sitting there, kind of scarfing down some food. Very short, has short black hair, mustache, and a goatee, and just also has a work vest on. Just sitting there, going away eating.
Joran, these are my friends, 2 of them so far. The other 2 are currently checking out the airships up top. I just found out. This one here, I'll point at Ava and say her name is Ava, and then this one here, this gnome is Zolborn.
Welcome. Are you the one that crashed the ship? And Zilmorn will kind of be like, yes. And he turns and gives you a look, Lex. He's like, well, so I guess we're ready to go.
Yes, we do need to find 2 of our companions that are currently up in the tower somewhere. So
Well,
hopefully we
it's
can
on-
find them as we go.
Yeah, it's on the way.
Yeah.
And he'll push back his bowl that's almost empty, but still has food in it, and he will himself head towards the stairs and start walking up it.
Walk it up, I'll lean in and tell Zomorn, I'm sorry.
What kind of food is this that he was eating?
It looks like a stew of some type.
I will grab the bowl and take it with me and finish his food.
Alrighty. Not the best tasting that you've had. Seems to be some kind of beef of some type, mixed in with some potatoes, some carrots, and some peas, and a bunch of spices that you can't really place your finger on. Almost has a maybe iron-like metallic taste to it. But he will lead you guys up. Philip, you walk up the stairs a little bit. It does not take as long this time, as you are already up where all the ships are docked. And before you find yourself at another little landing point, this one completely empty.
So if there's no one around, then I'll just keep on going up. Then I guess.
All right, and you're continuing to follow Ceres.
Yep.
Okay, so you bring yourself up to the next one. You see a boat, an airship floating out there. Seems to be nobody around. Actually, give me a perception check.
Okay. Perception check.
Yeah, you're standing out there. It is docked up against it. It looks like it's tied to it. There is no catwalk down, and there's nothing out on the dock leading to it. And as you look around, you do not see a single person or a gnome, I guess.
If I don't see anyone, I will just keep on going up until I find someone.
All right. So your plan of action is just basically go up and say, "Hey, can we buy your
Hire
ship?"
the
From-"
ship, yeah.
Okay. So to expedite things, you're going up. Every so often, you'll come across one where there's actually gnomes out there, and you will talk to them, and they basically tell you no. They either have something they're doing, they're not for hire, they're doing some kind of study, they're taking stuff somewhere. The closest one you get to is a ship who says that they're heading north, and they can take you and just drop you off at the tower that they're heading to. But outside of that, nobody will say that they will go out of their way to go to a certain spot for you.
The ones that told us that they could take us in that general direction. How much would they require us to pay for this trip to take us along?
Well, they tell you that they're carrying some hazardous things, and that it would be 100 gold pieces per person.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Um, I mean, since I couldn't find anyone else, I guess I would attempt to go down to share this information with Lex.
Okay, so you haven't finished going to the very top of the tower.
If I haven't, then I will just continue going up until the very top floor.
Okay. So you found the one,
Mm-hmm.
talked about 100 gold pieces per person, and they will just take you north to the tower. As you're still heading up, eventually, well, I guess I will let Tim decide what he wants to do. But Lex, you can see Philip kind of walk out from one of these landing points and starts heading up the stairs.
Oh, I'll tell. I got these names. Joran. That my friend's right there. I'll be right back. And then I'm gonna go over to Philip and say, or call out to Philip and tell him to come this way.
Oh, I'll stop and come by and basically let you know that I was only able to find one ship that was going in somewhat the direction you wanted to go, and they want to charge us 100 gold each.
Found a captain that's looking for a crew. Very potentially we can use our work for where we need to go. So, and then I'll kind of escort Philip this way, and then Cerise.
Yeah, she was just following, so she'll be there with you guys.
Yeah, I'll tell Cerise. Sherbert told me something about your god, something to do with birds and stuff. He's very interested in that type of stuff. If you know anything, maybe talk to him, but just letting you know.
Okay. So would I know much about birds? I wouldn't think so, since I'm from the north. Just I would know about my goddess's bird, right?
There are no birds in the north.
Yeah.
You know that she's symbolized with birds and feathers and stuff, but yeah, to you, birds are like penguins,
Yes.
stuff like that.
Interesting topic. Flyless birds.
Have you ever heard of the ostrich?
And then I'll just make my way back to Jordan.
All right, so you all gather. The picture I shared is what the individual looks like, but
I'll introduce myself, like politely bowing. My name is Philip Greenwood. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Name is Joran Fappelboots. And he will go to shake your hand.
I'll shake his hand.
Okay. All right. He firmly shakes your hand.
All right.
And then he will say, "Well, little more higher. Shouldn't be too long." And he kind of just continues up the stairs.
Yeah. Follow.
All right. So you all follow him up. Eventually, you come to a landing that he walks out on, and your quads, all of you, are hurting. Philip, not so much, since you kind of slowed down. But I mean, it's not like you guys are unable to do things, but you definitely could feel the effects of walking up the stairs of this tower. And you now find yourself standing there looking at this very small, very dinky ship that's being held aloft by a red air balloon. And we'll go ahead and take a break here, come back and see what Arvia and Grim are doing.
Alright. I'll be back.
I am surprised I haven't had to make a new character yet.
Well, you never know. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see if I just starve to death. And what has to be the worst ending for Arvio.
You guys can always turn back.
Starve to death in the middle of the fucking woods.
Just saying, you guys can always go back.
No.
Arvio is too stubborn.
Arvio is so close to the end.
Be right back.
I'm finally getting to someplace that isn't a shithole. And he's been doing this for like a year and a half. He's not giving up.
I'm back.
Yeah. What's that?
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome. I hope you joined this riveting conversation that we're all having.
I'm back too.
Oh, you didn't miss much. Uh-huh.
Is Ava here?
So,
Do you guys having fun?
Awkward conversations, but yeah.
it's
It's better than being thousands and thousands of miles away in the middle of nowhere.
it's all about perspective.
At least we don't gotta worry about the place to stay for the night.
I mean, technically, neither do I. I know where I'm staying. It's on the ground.
So, does this guy's airship look like the one from the Mummy? You know the one I'm talking about. Yep.
Not too far off.
It is awesome. Oh yeah.
I'm back.
Just end my suffering. Just fucking cease. Just end me. Yeah.
Grim puts
Well,
up the mansion.
as
Fortifies
you
it.
guys are all standing there looking at the ship that's about 30 feet wide, roughly 80 feet long, looks like it's seen some wear and tear, kind of just floating there from this giant red balloon above it. Arvio and Grim, you guys have been trudging for a few hours through the forest. You have found Arvio some water. Safe to drink is a relative term, but it's water.
We can boil it. It's fine.
There you go.
Have you even talked to the guys yet, Arvio? Tell them where we're at.
You mean? I guess
Can't
not.
you like telepathically talk to people like you're doing with your girlfriend here?
Wow, reductive.
You know we
But-
can always go back and, but it's been far too long. And teleport back. I'm sure they already got a ship and already halfway here before we even teleported.
The difference is, I can't put them in that kind of danger.
What, an airship danger?
No, traveling with us danger.
They're already in danger if they're traveling with us.
Correct. Which is,
I look over at her,
I'm just
no
trying
offense.
to get them out of harm's way. Do you understand this?
We're still
I'm
in
just
harm's
trying to
way
get-
in the middle of a forest.
Yes, but eventually we won't be in the middle of a forest.
We don't know where we're going.
You don't know where we're going?
Yeah, we're going south.
Are you sure?
We should be.
If you want to turn back, you can, but I will guide my family through this forest and meet up with you all there. If that's what you want to
I've
do,
already told you I'm not going to leave you.
then I guess we're going. What?
I never stopped.
Well, I mean, I did. I don't know why you're walking down the path. We have water here that we need to boil.
Are we setting up camp here or what? Is it even that
Is
time
it
yet?
getting dark? Yeah.
To your appearance, yes. You are under a canopy of a forest, so it's darker than it was earlier. Whether or not it's heading into nighttime, still unsure.
Here's my game plan here. We boil this water, purify it a little bit, fill up our water skins, and hunker down here for the night and gather some food.
Do you have something to put that in to boil it?
Let me check.
As he starts digging through his pack. So, telling us we're lost, I guess.
Would a
You
mess
hear.
would a mess kit have one?
Yes.
I just go ahead and give him everything he needs.
So how long are we going to be out here?
Who are you asking?
Whoever wants to answer.
Judging
3
from
weeks.
So
we're in the forest.
we went from civilization to 3 weeks in the forest.
Mima, I said we were planning on going to Utork, yes? Utork is 3 weeks away from here. That's the final destination.
Do we have enough supplies to even make it 3 weeks in the forest?
I can hunt and stuff to get us food, but the one thing
I
would
can
be water.
gather things. I've been through this place before.
So he says.
I have been through here before.
All right. She just goes silent as you guys, I guess, start to collect some water and boil it. Meanwhile, the rest of you hanging out at the tower. Well, it's not really much to look at, but yeah, there it is.
Hmm.
The Lost Shade.
The last shade or lost shade?
Lost.
Lost.
Used to be called the Little Splinter, but I wasn't too fond of that name.
Does it in need of repair?
Oh no, I already fixed it up. Can't you see? And he points again to the patchwork on it.
Kind of look over it some more.
All right, he seems to be standing there looking at it. His mouth is open just a little bit.
Like is it an awe or is like, are you shitting me?
More in a second.
Like by looking at this, can we tell if it's gonna like handle all of us, including Arvio and Grim? Like, will we be able to work on it and rest comfortably?
I don't even think he'll be able to handle a toothpick. Out of character on that one.
So, and you look it over, you're seeing a ship that's floating. Like I said, it's about 30 feet wide, about 80 feet long. I mean, by definition, it's not a tiny ship. It looks like, a small river ship, lake ship, something like that. But comparing it to all the other giant ships that are around that look very elaborate, a couple of them that you've seen, Philip, don't even have balloons. They seem to be floating by some other means. This thing seems pretty small compared to those. And just looking at all the patchwork on it, definitely has seen something that's caused damage to it. But you get the feeling that, yeah, it'll probably hold you. Sure, maybe.
I kind of look to Lex. Lex, if you want, like, we could go to that other captain I told you about as well.
No, I think this is probably our best choice.
How high does this ship fly up in the air?
I would imagine as high as I want to take it. I've never really tried.
What
would you like to see?
No, I was just wondering how hard or how dead we would be if this ship came down.
He kind of peers over the deck, the dock that it's at right now. He's like, I'm pretty sure if you fell from here, it would be splat kind of hard.
Good to know.
I mean, I could run some tests for you if you wish.
No, don't worry about it.
caused all this damage on this ship, if you don't mind me asking?
Nothing of big concern. Just, turbulent air.
Insight check.
Go ahead.
I could find it.
Kind of standing there talking to him, and think you see a little twitch in his eye as he's sitting there telling you this, and you take a harder look, and you don't really see anything. He seems to be honest with you.
Are
Yeah,
our
pretty
pets allowed on the ship?
pets. You talking about this one? And points up to Lex.
No, I mean like a dog.
Sure.
Okay.
And I'm not a pet, by the way.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were some kind of construct or something.
No, I have my own conscience and I know my own will.
Oh, okay.
I'm not like the contracts that you guys currently have.
Sorry about that. Like I said, not my field of expertise.
It's fine.
You want to see a tour? And he kind of just starts walking off towards the ship, stops a little bit, and looks back towards all of you.
I mean, yeah, sure. I'll get on the ship.
All right, the rest of you follow suit.
I'll see how the ship reacts as more and more people jumps onto it.
All right. Seems to move a little bit and kind of pulls tight against the ropes like you would expect any ship to do. It's not like it sinks down in the air though.
Like all the patchings are like holding on strong. There's no like severe cracks in the wood or whatnot. Everything seems to be solid.
Give me an investigation check.
Okay. Investigation.
Everything seems to still be in place where it was before people got on the ship.
Okay, then I'll join everyone.
All right. So you jump on the ship, all of you,
Mm-hmm.
those who aren't lost in the forest, and you find yourself pretty roomy. You're really not going to have a lot of space to escape from each other, but you are currently standing on the top deck. There is a little porthole in the middle of the deck for obviously cargo to go in and out. You have a forward raised area as well as on the rear, and you can see on the rear there seems to be some kind of metal contraption, and there's kind of like this thing that leads up into the balloon, and you can see these like really red hot coals in it, and you notice like a bunch of pulleys and stuff up there. The front of it just seems to have some crates and barrels sitting on it, but he leads you towards these. There's two sets of doors, and he leads you towards one of them, and he opens it up, and you see a giant bed, a table with a bunch of maps on it and chairs around it, a little desk and a chair and a bookshelf and a chest in there. And he says, well, this is the captain quarters. Sorry, excuse the mess. This is where I stay. So if you ever need me, you can find me in here, though I would ask you not. Would you like to see where you would stay? No, sorry, what was that? It just sounded like air escaped your mouth.
Sorry. Yeah, just show us around then.
All right, and so he closes the door and he leads you to the other set of doors. He opens it up, and you guys see a giant pile of wood kind of stuffed into the point of the ship up here. And there's two staircases going down, and he leads you down them. There are windows aplenty as you head down the stairs, and you find yourself in a room. How tall are all your characters?
Let's double check.
5'9".
5'5".
6'2".
6'6".
Okay, Philip, as you walk, your head kind of every now and then you can feel it like touching the deck above you. You Lex are gonna have to like bow your head as you walk down here. And he says, "This is the bottom deck," and you can see that there's already like a bunch of crates and barrels and stuff. And he leads you to this area that looks like a little mess area where you can sit and eat. and there's like a bunch of food and things here. Some plates, a shelf, or like a cabinet with a bunch of plates and mugs and stuff on it, and a table with a bunch of chairs. And you all notice that this table is made for gnomes, and the chairs are made for gnomes. You guys are going to be very uncomfortable. You can also see down here that the damage that you saw on the outside that was patched over, you can see kind of like holes in the side of the ship that have wood kind of put over them and have like some kind of nail or rivet or something going through it. And then he leads you to the very back of the bottom down here, and you see what appears to be 8 beds, as well as 2 dressers to either side. And again, these seem to be made for small people. You guys think, I mean, the 2 of you who are under 6 foot think you could probably like lay on these and scrunch up and sleep on them, but the taller of you are going to have a lot of difficulty sleeping in these small beds. He says, well, this is it.
I kind of exchange looks with Lex.
Lex, his eyes are just closed. Thinking.
He repressed this.
Zilmorn walks over and he kind of sits down on the beds and says, I call dibs on this one. I like the view from the window. That'll be very nice for my mapping needs.
Alright, is there any way that we can potentially slightly remodel some of the furniture in this place to fit somebody of my size or Philip here?
He kind of like looks at you as he's trying to take this in, and he says,
I'll pay for it, of course.
I mean, remodel, you don't really have the materials to make a mattress and stuff. I mean, if you want, you can push them out of the way, I guess.
Fair enough. I guess I'm going to later go down to a furniture store here in town and buy a bigger bed.
So, how many beds is in there?
8.
8. I guess I'm just gonna use like the mattress on its own as a pillow and just gonna lay on the floor.
I mean, we really don't build our towns and stuff for you bigger folk. Even going to a furniture store, you probably won't find anything, and it might take them a few weeks to even make one for you.
What about you, Philip? You're pretty handy with wood.
Well, do we have enough supplies like wood?
I mean, if we can get supplies, do you think you can potentially make a bed for at least for us to accommodate and some furniture?
If you give,
you guys are talking about this,
yeah.
and
I'm asking the captain for it too.
Yeah, well, as you look over it, Philip, this is a small area that's made for small people. Going and just trying to shove big beds in here, you guys would probably have no room whatsoever. But as you continue on talking about this, he says, I don't have any spare materials for making beds. I guess you could go see if you can shop for some.
Out of character. He said there's not really space to shove the bed in, but would it be possible to build one within, kind of just like from one side to the other side of the space, kind of just attached to the walls, I guess?
You would block the walkway.
Oh,
sure.
I mean, from not from the side of the beds and like in the living quarters, but from the other side, like I assume there is other side to it, to the other side to the staircase.
So you went down in the bottom deck, and like the first half of it was a bunch of storage and stuff, and what looks to be wood for fuel. And then he led you back to the sleeping quarters, which is a very small room.
I'll ask him, the captain. Will it be okay if we rearrange a little bit of space in the storage, by any chance?
I mean, what are you talking? And as far as I understood, you guys were kind of desperate. And, the whole beggars can't be choosers kind of thing,
I kind of look to Lex. Oh, I could probably make something, but I'm not. Unfortunately, I'm not a miracle worker when it comes to space, Lex.
And you also, Philip,
Mhm.
you're a lumberjack, and in your
Mhm.
spare time you carve little carvings. You are not a carpenter.
I mean, yeah, but I could imagine him like back in the woods, kind of like fixing furniture at his house as well. Like probably not like a pro, but I could imagine him having some like basic knowledge on how to make like fix stuff up.
You guys are generally getting the picture here that he does
Mhm.
not want you to mess around with stuff. And you're not going to shove a bed in here. And Philip, you're not really sure that you're going to be able to just throw the bed together a bed in a couple hours. You think that's kind
Oh
of
yeah, no, yeah, a couple hours is definitely not the time I was thinking about.
Once seeing him saying no, kind of getting that
Mm.
thing, Lex is not going to even push it. He's just going to say,
Yeah.
don't worry about it. I can always sleep on the top of the deck anyways. I don't really need any other place.
I mean, we can move beds. It's just kind of this was our sleeping quarters, you know.
No, you're completely fine. I was just more worried about my other companions than myself, considering that they're not the gnome size, if you know what I mean. But yeah, this should be fine. So what are you planning on doing now that you're potentially going to have a crew?
I mean, you said you guys know how to work this stuff, and I got the supplies already. We can leave now if you want.
Oh, without Arvio?
I don't know.
Who's Arvio?
Arvio's the Arvio and Grim are the
Oh,
other
right, the one
companions
with
that
the
we were
black
talking
horns.
about.
That's right.
Yes.
Wait, who's Grim?
Grim is another fellow.
Is that one of the other elves?
No, he's human. The two elves are here. I believe everybody.
I look around for two elves.
No, you were human, weren't you? You weren't an elf. Fine.
It's very
Grace also looks
Uh,
around for girls.
out of character. It's gonna be very hard for me to get onto this ship because I have like orangish yellow.
Are you serious? You are an elf, right? Or
Half
or is
elf.
half elf. Okay. Yeah, I'm human, by the way. Lex, what? I check my ears real quick.
Character me knew that. Player me thought you were an elf for some stupid reason.
We can't leave. We can't leave Arvio.
Well, he hasn't even contacted us at all either.
So you just plan on leaving without him coming back?
No.
He's supposed to come back.
We're gonna wait for him, but this is the person that I talked to that potentially needed a crew. If he finds some crew before then he's more than welcome to go ahead and leave without us, but this is just somebody that I talked to.
Whenever you're all ready to go, now I'll be here.
What happened to your other crew? Your old crew?
They couldn't work the job anymore. They had other experiments to go take care of.
Particular reason they didn't want to come back to this crew?
Well, yeah, they had other experiments to go take care of.
I would like to insight check this guy.
Sure, go for it.
Okay, and just so you know, I cannot roll because of geez, where is it?
It's a rogue feature. You can't go anything below 10.
I have it's this particular. I can't roll below a 7, so this is a minimum of 16. So 18.
18 total?
Yeah, it's 18.
Okay. You're kind of talking to him. Thought you saw a flicker in his eye, but you kind of looking, and he seems pretty upright with you.
Okay.
Same for you, Lex.
Alrighty. For
His
now, we're
his base roll was 18, so
Hmm.
I guess we'll come and talk to you again when we're ready to go then.
no, I'll be in the captain's quarter working on some of my experiments.
Alrighty.
Good day. And he turns and starts marching back up towards the stairs.
Kind of get off the ship.
Okay, you guys find yourselves off of the ship.
Yep.
Someone, what do you think about this?
What's the name of the ship, by the way?
I told you it was the Lost Shade,
The Lost
and
Shade.
he
But he
mentioned that
rendered it. The
no,
Splinter.
it was the it was the small splinter, and he didn't like that name, so he renamed it to the Lost Shade. The Little Splinter is what it used to be.
I'm gonna go back and ask around about the little Splinter to see if anybody knows what about that ship.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
26.
All right, easy enough. You find somebody who is more than willing to talk your ear off. They do not know exact details, but they know that he went out with a crew, came back, said that he lost his crew and his ship was badly damaged, and he needed to fix it up. They don't know exactly what happened to his crew, though.
So I'm gonna go back and relay this to Lex that hey, the last crew that went out with this guy didn't come back. And his ship was badly damaged. So
He seemed fairly trustworthy when he said that his ship needed repair or nothing of concern.
no, I didn't see any.
But I did see a little flicker in his eye. I don't know if that was something or not, but again, he just seemed trustworthy to me.
Yeah, well, I did ask around about it, unfortunately.
Zomorn, what are your thoughts on what do you think we should do?
Seems to be the only ship, that and the one Philip found here. I mean, if you want to charter it, but that doesn't seem to get you to your destination like this will.
That's what I'm thinking.
Seems a bit on the small side, though. I mean, it's definitely nothing like my ship was. And you guys can recall that the ship you found in the desert that was crashed was giant compared to the thing you were just on. I don't really know what other choice we have. I mean,
Well,
we could go after Arvio and Grim. They went to Utork, I believe, right?
Yeah, I mean, we can do that, but here's my problem. The next piece for me is in the northeast, and when I was in the desert, it was in a northwest, and when I was in the desert, it was in the northeast. So it's in the north between these two locations. So I don't know how far north it is. It could be all the way up where they're at, or it could not be. I don't.
Mushin, who's been the silent shadow this whole time, he will say, wherever we go, we need to get closer to that.
I think this airship's probably the way that we need to do right now, or need to go. I don't think teleporting halfway across the continent is going to be the way to go.
Well, as you guys stand in your silence, looking from one to another, waiting for who's going to talk next, Grim, Arvio,
Hey, back to
you
this.
guys have filled up your water skins, and you continued on a little bit, or you decided to set up camp there?
Can I just make sure that this is actually good water?
Sure, you can give me a survival check.
Fantastic. It's lagging. Oh, it's a 14. Forget. Too bad.
You feel pretty safe. You obviously found some stagnant water sitting in the woods. You would know kind of things that could come from that, but you did boil it and properly take care of it, and you feel pretty confident that it's safe to drink.
Do the fucking taste test. It's like just
Tastes like boiled water that cooled down.
it's better than algae. Yeah, I take care of that. I just make sure all of our water skins are topped off.
All right.
And continue on. Can I use the following to passively look for like berries and edible plants on the as we continue?
Sure. Go ahead and give me a survival check as well.
Okay. My question was, can I use the one that followed for the survival check?
Oh, the following. Okay, gotcha. I mean, I didn't call for the roll at the time, but I'll say sure. I'll be a nice guy since you guys are in the middle of nowhere. And sure, you find yourself some berries, and you actually happen to know that they are nice and safe to eat. Now, just so we're all on the same page, you guys aren't following a trail. You're kind of right now just in the middle of nothingness, trees in every direction.
Yep. So we're continue walking, Arvio?
I think we should ask the wizard which direction we need to go.
At this point, you guys have traveled a good portion of the day away from the tower.
Well, do I at least remember what the guy looks like?
What the guy looks like?
Yeah. Do I know it enough to use sending? Because I'm about to shoot off a couple of those.
What is sending again? How well do you have to know?
That's a good question. One moment.
I think you need to know their name and their appearance.
Well, fuck. Yep, not familiar.
Yeah, you're not familiar with him.
Then fucking scratch that shit. It's like, okay, for fuck's sake. Gonna go back up. Cast fly again.
Okay, you're in the air.
North, south, east, west, where?
Go ahead, give me a survival check.
Me choosing proficiency in this is actually really fucking paying off. I'm not even gonna lie.
So as you go up and you're kind of taking in your surroundings, you kind of see some mountains, and you get the feeling, well, you know that you guys are walking towards them, and you're kind of getting the feeling, since Grim was the one who decided to lead the party and took off and was doing that, been leading you the wrong way east. And you can kind of just barely, you just see a sea of tree in every direction, and as you're looking in the way you're traveling, you can see a couple peaks of mountains, and you think that that is absolutely wrong way that you want to go. But you also realize that you've traveled pretty much for a whole day in the wrong direction.
I'll go back down. I'm leading tomorrow.
What was up there?
Mountains in the direction where we were going. We need to be heading, and I point in the other direction, in that direction.
Why didn't you say something before?
Because I didn't know. Because before, I told you the direction, and we started walking in that direction, and then I was looking for water, and I just followed you.
Well, it's not my fault I kept going the way we were going.
Which is why I will be leading tomorrow. In any case, let's
Fair
try
enough.
to find some place to set up camp. You said that you could hunt. Would you be able to do that in the morning?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Right, so you guys continue on for a little bit, and eventually you find what looks to be a nice little spot to set up and perhaps make a camp for the night.
Yeah. I'm going to, when everything is being set up, I'm gonna like set up my tent, look to Mime and Dymac, and be like, "You two can sleep in there." And then I'm going to hand them what I was able to find in the forest, which was a lot of like edible roots and berries and stuff like that, as well as like some meat for Dymac because he's a growing boy out of the ration.
All right.
And
they
it's
gladly take it and make their way inside of your tent.
yeah, and then I like take out 3 berries and I just eat them and I'm like, oh, that's dinner.
Right. Anything in particular?
Yep.
I do. I was planning on doing a couple things, but Graham, why don't you start?
I'm going to put a hunting trap about probably 20 feet away. From the way I'm going to be looking where my, like, behind them, because I'll be looking at their tent and just behind them, like in the forest. And I'll tell them about it.
Alright.
It's a hunting trap.
I will remember that when I need to go pee. Thank you. Is that what you do? Right. And to finish out the evening as night starts to come.
I have. Oh, sorry. I thought we were switching again. I'm like, wait.
Oh, go ahead.
What was that?
Nope, go ahead.
Thank you. First of all, sending to Philip. Basically, it's like we're on the road. Hang on, I found the words. We are on the road to Utork. 3 weeks out. We might miss you, but my family will be safe. That's 20.
Okay.
All right, Philip, you can respond to that right now, but in your timeline, you're not going to get this message for a long time.
Okay. That's fine.
So I don't know if you want to wait and tell the group what he said and see if there's anything in particular they want to say back, or if you just want to respond right now.
Well, did I receive it right now, or do I have to wait for it to come?
In
You have
their
to-
timeline, you have
Uh-huh.
received it right now.
Okay. So I would basically just repeat what RB told me, that they will arrive to the destination in about 3 weeks.
Okay, well, do you respond anything to RV, or are you going to wait?
No.
Okay. Okay. And you said you multiple things you want to do, RV?
Yeah, I need to talk to him.
All right.
There's a lot. I'm just gonna basically go to the tent and be like, "Hey, can I talk to you for a second?"
I will be making a small fire.
Okay.
Right from the small fire. Because
We can talk.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, at least we're not being killed by your shield and being reanimated. So
True, but the thing I said at the burlap sack, that I wasn't trying to be cruel, but it was. I was just trying to slash humor on something that really didn't deserve it, and I'm sorry. I know you do your best. And furthermore, I'm also very sorry that you are now in the middle of a forest in hopes of trying to find, something better. I know I act confident in front of everybody else, but every day I think about what would happen if, if we were caught, you two were caught up in my bullshit, and I wouldn't be able to live with myself if anything happened to either you or Dymek. I don't want my bullshit coming back at either one of you.
I'm not really concerned about being in the woods. I mean, I've never seen one like this before, but I'm not against camping. Just not too happy about the 3 weeks, but I forgive you.
Okay, thank you.
As she says that, you also notice that Diamond kind of comes up and he grabs your hand, and he looks at you, and you kind of see across his face there's a sense of, well, you take it as he's feeling sympathetic towards you, like it's okay. I'm sorry.
Can I hug my son?
You gotta roll the hug. Yes.
Oh fuck! What am I rolling into? Is it a strength check? I need to make sure.
Yes, you can give your son a hug. He hugs you back.
We're not going to be on the road for that much longer, son. Just a couple more weeks. Then someplace you can stay a little bit longer.
He just gives you a sad look, and he's just sitting there with you. And she says, well, you promised me safety in a mansion at the end of this, so as long as that's what I'm getting, I will be happy.
That I did, and I don't intend on lying to you.
All right. Anything more important you wish to say?
No, but I definitely think Philip is dead because he did not answer back.
He will probably answer you very shortly here. So we will go ahead. Grim, you start the fire. You gonna take watch? All right. Are you gonna take watch all night?
I'll swap out with you. Ivy was definitely going to swap out with you.
All right.
Although it would definitely be like, is it like you watch, I watch, you watch, I watch?
I figure probably more like one of you watches half the night and the other watches the rest.
Yes.
But go ahead and give me your perception rolls, and as you guys go into the night, we will go ahead and jump back to the group. You guys are still, I mean, having traveled around the giant town.
Oh, that's
city,
not what I wanted.
having traveled around the giant city and stuff, it's still probably more like around 2 to 3, something like that. Definitely not the time frame that Arvio and Grim are in right now. But you guys have now gathered back down at the bottom of this giant airship tower. You see the guy who is supposed to be escorting you, kind of just hanging out. As soon as you see him, he takes notice of you guys. He doesn't come over to you, but he definitely waves to you. And you guys are sitting down there when Ava comes up and says, "Hey, I found out this secret." So what do you do now?
I think we should probably either. I'm waiting for at least Arvio to reply or send us a message on what he's planning on doing, how long it's going to take him to get back. I mean, either way, we're going to wait. But
All right, so you guys just want to hang out here for a few hours, wait until nightfall, maybe?
yeah, I think that's what we're planning on doing.
Okay. You just hang out in this building, or does anybody want to go do anything? I know somebody talked earlier about.
I want to do something. Yes, I do. I didn't realize I was muted. So I actually would like to start asking around if any of these. I mean, they're obviously familiar with the air around here since they fly a bunch of airships. I'm wondering if any of them knows or has rumors of where Fedar, the dragon god, might actually live. Rumors or even people who claim that they know exactly where he lives.
You find one who seems to going by his garb, seems to be more of a clerical sort. As you come up to him and you start talking religion, and he's like, Fadar, that's one of the gods. They don't dwell on this plane.
Well, Zerasil and Fadar fought on this plane. At least that's what the writings that I read.
I do not know too much about the history of the particular god, but as far as we know, they all dwell on other planes, kind of banished from here.
Well, does anyone know how to get to those planes where they might exist?
I mean, you can always die, but if you're talking more about traveling there in your current form, you would need to find somebody that possesses the magic to do so.
As she finds herself surrounded by a bunch of gnomes.
Yeah, he will tell you that's it's not exactly an easy thing to do. Even for us, we really haven't been to the other planes.
She's just going to spend a few hours just kind of researching this topic amongst the gnomes in this area.
All right. You gather as you kind of talk to them that all the gods have kind of more or less been banished from the material realm. They, for some reason or another, can't come to the material realm. People who you talk to about this seem to be of the religious sorts, clerics or priests or something like that. But they tell you that they're banished, they can't come here, and traveling would require you to find somebody who not only knows the magic to do it, but they would also have to have special items to do it. And as far as they know, nobody among them has ever done it. It seems like a really hard task. They've heard of it. They've heard wizards who've claimed of doing it, but nobody of their sort has done it.
Okay.
Anybody else do anything as you kind of sit there and wait for nightfall?
Who was our escort? What was his name? Sorry, let me pull up my notes. Oh, that's nice. It got deleted.
You forgot Fart Rick's name?
Yeah, you have it written down, so I'm gonna go up to Fartrix and ask him if we're gonna be here for long term. Is there any jobs available that potentially I can do at least?
What you? Not really. I mean, I'm sure if you want to move stuff around or stand in the place and guard a door, but we would also have to have guards for you too. We were kind of told you guys were coming through looking to travel.
Yeah, our view, the tiefling that left, we don't know how long he's gonna be, and we don't want to leave without him. So that's kind of what we're stuck at right now. So until we get word on whether or not he's going to be back in a short-term notice or not, this is basically what we're doing. But we're going to try getting out of here as quickly as we can.
I don't mean to seem mean or callous, but that's kind of a you issue. We're letting you travel through, but your time here is limited.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just gonna wait until Arvio. I'll just say thank you and kind of just wait until Arvio gets back with one of us, and then we'll go from there.
All right. Well, as you guys are kind of hanging out, Ava's going around like talking to all these different gnomes, asking about these different dragons or gods, and then as you're sitting there, Philip, all of a sudden you hear the words that Arvio said earlier.
After hearing now, I'll go to Lex and let him know that Arvio is still alive, and that he'll reach his destination in about 3 weeks.
I'll tell you, 3 weeks is quite a bit of a time. We don't have long to stay here. We're really not We're welcomed here. We're not at the same time. We're kind of just passing through at this point. So if he's going to take 3 weeks, we're not going to be here within 3 weeks. If he happens to say anything to you again, if you can let him know that we're planning on, at least I'm planning on leaving in 2 days.
Am I able to reply, like, basically to Arvio, or is it something I have to do upon receiving the message straight away?
On receiving the message straight away.
Okay, then probably some time has passed, and I guess I have to wait for Arvio to message me again.
Sorry, I'll clarify you. I'm not going to say 3 days. I'm going to say tomorrow. That's what I'm planning on doing. Or, no, 3 days, 2 days. Sorry, my head's all a mess right now.
That's fine.
For comedy purposes, because I've already said that Audrey was like, oh my god, Phil didn't answer back. He's fucking dead. I'm going to say, after talking with Omaima, he's feeling a little bit better, then remembers that and sends you another sending, this time at 4th level.
Okay.
I really hope you're not fucking dead, and that's why you're not responding to me. I mean, I don't wish. Fuck! And that's just
Okay. Well, whenever I receive this, I'm gonna actually answer.
You receive it right now. You guys are caught up in the timeline.
Okay. I don't think Philip is aware of the 20-word limit, so he would just rumble on, like, "Oh, we're fine." I don't know where the where the limit's gonna end, but basically,
I'm counting. Just talk
okay, we are fine.
slow.
We had difficulty finding the ship, but we found something that should be able to take us to our destination. We live in.
Wait, that cut off.
Okay, so we live in.
Steve? I was like, oh. In the middle of whatever you're saying, you're gonna
Yeah,
go.
yeah. And like in my mind, I continue talking. I'm like, done.
And in my head, you hear 20-word limit, 25-word limit. You lost me at leave.
Okay, then I quickly add. You said tomorrow, Lex, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, we leave tomorrow and head towards Lex's destination.
And I can't talk to you anymore.
Okay, and that's it.
Clarify, Philip.
Yep.
We don't know if we're gonna go straight to Lex's destination. He's been trying to ask this gnome what's his plan on doing after he gets a crew, and he's just saying leave and go to work. Nothing has been struck with him about seeing if he can take him to where we need to go.
Oh.
And I've been trying to do so for a while now. He's
Also,
avoiding the topic.
As far as Arvio goes, he's the wizard. He's going to be able to make it back to you guys because he's going to know where you are, either via sending or if he levels up via scrying. And he's already studying conjuration, so chances are he's going to probably find a way to get to you guys.
We'll see.
We will see.
So are we splitting up?
I don't know. We haven't heard anything from Arvio than the 2 messages that Philip has received.
Yeah.
It seems like he knows that we're planning on leaving tomorrow, or at least I am, if you guys are willing to come with me. But I do gotta let you guys know that we're only passing through here. We're not meant to stay. So we're kind of limited on what we need to do right now.
Well, for me, I may just ask to maybe I'll go follow Arvio and Grim as their goals align with mine a lot better.
Oh god, that's a terrible idea. I'm sorry, I'm not there.
If you're planning on doing that, it seems like if it took them all day to get to where they need to go and they got 3 weeks to go to, I mean, you know where they need to go to. Either you meet them up there, or you catch up to him. It's kind of up to chance there. If you stay with us, you can at least see him again. What are your goals that align with them, if you don't mind me asking? You said something you're planning on helping us get back to
Well,
retrieve our souls, or at least theirs.
well, yeah, they if we split up for good, exactly, can RVO come back to us? Can RVO and Grim come back to us?
Oh, Arvio is from my understanding, understands the arcane aspects of what he does. He knows magic. I'm assuming he knows how to get back to us eventually. Just so you know that my goal is the same thing as what they're planning on doing, is that they're going to go back to hell and potentially get their souls back, and I'm trying to get something to help us with that.
Oh, well.
So, I mean, I don't know how long my journey is going to take, but as far as I know, this is something that I kind of need to do.
Well, very well then.
But, I mean, it's your choice whether you wish to do with them or with us. It's entirely up to you.
I'm just a little worried. RVO doesn't strike me as one that'll survive in nature too much. I'm not worried about Grim, but RVO.
I do have to agree with you on that, but I think Grim can keep him safe for right now.
It hurts me because the survival fucking scores.
Oh, very well. I'm okay with going with you then.
I'm talking muted again. Is so out of character, GM. Is there a way, a legitimate way that I believe I can catch up with, or at least follow RVO and Grim? Because Ava is not going to leave RVO behind.
As you're kind of sitting here pondering the situation, hearing what you've heard,
Fuck! I thought I escaped!
you think that you could probably go, maybe teleport after them and see if you can find them. You just know the scope of this continent, where they're going. Chances of you guys meeting up again, probably months out. If you try to get on the airship and try to catch them that way.
So I have a better chance of catching them by teleporting than I do with the airship.
You figure so, yes.
Then that's Ava is going to do that.
Damn
All
it!
right.
No offense.
Well, then, Ceres will go with Ava.
I'm gonna stay with Lex.
Oh no, it's just one! Fuck!
I mean, out of character, I've already said that we could just use the airship to take them from one place to another. This is including RVO's family. Not only that, if you guys remember, the imp knows, the imp's master knows what we're doing, so potentially he already knows about RVO's family. Do you think he's not going to use that against him in the long run? So if you leave them there, they're still in danger regardless of you being there or not.
Too late.
Yeah.
Yep, too late.
Too late.
No.
I will say this,
Mhm.
to be straight up honest with you guys, we're probably approaching, okay, we're going to pick a group and decide to go with that group, and people are going to make new characters.
That's fine.
I'm
That's
sorry.
basically the level we're approaching right now, because you guys are
I
like,
know.
the chances of you meeting up if you get on the airship and try to meet up that's going to take several dozens of sessions before you guys meet up again.
Celtic. Me and you know what I have to do, so it's gonna be way longer than that too.
Yep, that's what I mean. This is like dozens and maybe even more of sessions before you all come back together again. Well, going back into the game, Ava, as you're sitting there thinking that, and you kind of come to the conclusion that you want to follow RVO. Therese hears you, decides that she wants to follow too. So, are you two gonna try to go find this gnome?
Yes.
All right, Philip and Lex, you guys are gonna jump on the airship and go.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm planning
sorry,
to do it.
Philip. I'm so sorry.
I'm looking forward to sweet reunion. Like in I don't know 3 years from now.
Well, what if I'm sure Lex would have told us about his concerns about Arvio's the imp knowing about Arvio's family not being safe. Would
Oh,
we
no.
be able to?
Lex
No?
wouldn't say anything. That was all out of character. It's just that you guys need the reminder of that, though. Is what I feel. You jumping ship like this is what's causing this problem.
Oh, choices have already been made.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we just got to move forward from there. So, Ava and Therese, are you gonna go tonight or wait until the morning?
I'll go now.
Okay.
No sense in putting. No. At least I don't believe it's any sense in waiting.
And you follow Therese?
Yep. It's better to go with at least one person.
Okie dokie. So your guide, Fartrix, will take you. He will lead guard with the rest of you, but he will take the two of you back to the tower. Eventually, he will find your fall top, who leads you to the area. Same thing. He will ask for 50 gold to send both of you.
I will ask for a small loan.
I will just pay it. It's 50
Alright.
gold total for both of us, or 50 gold each.
Total.
Okay.
It's just once per spell. So he will take it. He will cast it. You guys find yourself in the similar. Looks like you are in a dungeon. It's just kind of like cobblestone floor, wall, ceiling, one torch. You see what looks to be a very annoyed human mage standing there, middle-aged, golden hair, and he just says, "If you will, I will lead you out."
I will follow.
He will take you up the stairs. He will lead you to the same door. He will open it and say, "After you." As you two walk out, with a thud, he closes it, and you guys find yourself in a dark forest.
I will light a torch, and I'm looking for their tracks.
Okay, go ahead and give me a survival check. It is not too hard. One of them is very big and has on heavy armor. The other one has hooves.
Well, 3 of them have hooves.
True. But you find them. You find tracks, and pretty sure that might be theirs, and you start to follow them.
Yep.
But they are a day out, so it will take you a while. Guess with that, Grim and Philip, you guys just gonna, or sorry, Lex and Philip, you guys just gonna like stay the night and get on the ship in the morning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess we'll go ahead and call it here. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to like shift parties. So
Sorry.
No, it's totally fine.
it is what it is.
Mm.
The thing is, it's not that you guys might not ever run into Lex and Philip again. It's just it's gonna be impossible to jump back and forth every session. So
I know, and I feel bad because here's the thing: I was totally ready that if you guys were just gonna go on without him, I was totally ready to fucking retire. Same, like exactly. Like I was like, okay, it's cool. Like honestly, we need to. Arvio was like 100% with his family. Like. Yeah, except now I've murdered two characters. No. I was supposed to take the hit.
All right.
Shit.
So listen, from my perspective, this is just we're all talking out of character here now and stuff. But
Yep,
from
session's pretty much over.
so Ava's perspective is that she has much more attachment to your guys' plight with the souls and with Arvio personally than she has at all with Lex. Has a little bit with Philip, but Lex is fairly new to her in comparison with the rest of the group. So that being said, she would, if we want to continue the storyline along the lines of Lex and that quest line, then I am fine doing so. But it's obviously going to be a different character. If we want to continue this, I think we as a group have to decide which storyline we want to follow. Do we want to follow Lex's storyline, or do we want to follow the needing to go back to hell to reclaim souls? Those are the two pathways that we've kind of converge on. Me personally, I don't care which one we decide on. I like Ava, I like the group, that aspect of it, but Ava cannot exist outside of that one. But I like Lex's storyline, where it's going and all that kind of stuff too. So again, to me it doesn't matter which one we want to follow as a group, but I think we as a group need to decide: do we follow Lex's path, or do we follow Arvio and Grimm's story?
Well, I mean, Rillen already has a character made up. He can just play Motion.
I will.
Yeah.
You know what? You're right. I'll play Mushin for 12 seconds until I be like, well, time to Sudoku. And then I off a fucking ledge.
Well, I guess you guys think about it and talk about it.
Mhm.
I mean, we can hang out and talk about it now. I know Sherbreak Art had to. I know Art had to go exactly when the time came, so